I want to welcome everybody to the second episode of the Poorly Edited Podcast. My name is Storm. I'm here with my other host Chandler.
Hey.
And my other host, Patrick.
Hi.
And I'm also here with our guest, Josh.
Hello.
Tell us, Josh, why are you here?
Well, I'm here because I was invited.
Right. That's actually what we were going for. Chandler, I want you to tell us what our podcast theme is and kind of what we're all about.
Well, our whole angle is to in a very chill manner, I guess, is to bring people on who are, cool creative minds that are doing cool stuff and have them on and talk about what they have going on and just talk about, artistry in general, whether it be, music or film or even programming or something like that, just all that stuff.
Yeah, someone that's doing something cool.
Yeah, just have a platform.
Yeah, usually cooler than what we're doing. That's kind of our goal. All right, so we are going to briefly talk about what our current creative projects are. So I'm going to go around and talk first with Chandler. What have you been up to? I know you're doing stuff on your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
tell us a little about it.
I just dropped the third episode of this series I'm doing, and Josh left the nicest comment that I've ever... Well, he actually texted me personally. He left a comment and then texted me personally. The nicest thing I've ever heard. He was like, it was fantastic. I was like, oh, it really motivated me to, keep working on it. But it's been pretty well received so far, so
yeah,
pretty passionate about that.
I watch it personally, and there's something, magical about it, because if you know Chandler, it just, takes the subject matter to another level, because you can kind of see what his angles are, and you can kind of see a little bit of the, not sarcasm, but the facetiousness. Is that a word?
Facetiousness? I think that's a word.
I think that's a word, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
make it a word
good.
now.
Patrick, what are you up to? I know what are you here for?
Why are you a part of this?
No, wait,
That's a great question.
Who is this man?
what?
I mean, you guys just walked in here and sat down, so I started recording.
I'm at El Tri-C.
We just met.
Just chilling.
Are you here for
No,
major?
that's not true.
Huh?
What is your
what am I doing here then, Chandler?
We're working on a board game.
That's why I'm here.
We're gonna film it. It's gonna be documented. We're gonna do a documentary on it.
So tell us a little bit about what the board game is like.
That's a good question. It's also really not nailed down yet, but it's basically gonna be horror movie inspired, classic horror movies. You got Freddy and Jason stuff. Except we're gonna parody them all because we don't get copywritten.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
That's basically what we've got right now.
Awesome, dude. That's good stuff. Kind of mixing it up, not the usual podcast or anything.
The usual mediocre kind of content.
Yeah, definitely not.
So we have two more people in the studio, actually three. What I'm up to is occasionally I'll post on my YouTube channel on a rare occasion, and I think the last time I posted was 3 weeks ago, and it's called Poorly Edited Vlogs, and they're usually trash. Okay, they're always trash. And two of them have watermarks on them, and I just let that happen because they're trash. And we have two more guys. We have Coffee Guy in the corner, and we have Josh Brennan.
Hi.
What do you got going on?
Well, I also have a channel on the YouTubes called Tired Pants, because I'm always tired and never am inspired to do anything. So I named it such, and what I'm currently working on is actually kind of exciting. It's again, it's not sponsored or anything. It's just a personal video, but but basically over the past weekend, so that wouldn't be this weekend, but the one before that, I went up with a friend of mine to Lantern Fest up near Pocono Raceway, and I got a chance to get some good footage, time lapses of the lanterns, and it was just really exciting, a really cool experience, and I'm excited to edit that and release that and make some cool content with it. So
yeah. So with the lanterns, is it at night? Is it at day?
Is it
at dusk?
It started during the daytime, went to dusk, and then the lanterns were actually released at night. I'm sorry.
Josh, what's wrong? Why can't you get your words out?
I'm hysterical. I had too much coffee.
Lilly just took a pen out of Storm's hand because he kept making noise with it.
And he just child. You got to take it away by parent. His face was so.
It was just a silent punishment that ensued right before it. All right, so next up, we wanted to talk a little bit because Josh, you're the president of film club on the El Tri-C campus, and we were kind of wondering what's going on with
The
that.
prestigious
And
film club.
yeah,
Prestigious.
very well known. So like what film club's up to and everything like that right now.
Yeah, totally. Well, Film Club is basically just a place for us to get together creative minds from different fields. You know, like you have people that are interested in writing, people that are interested in film and acting, pretty much any part of the industry. We get people that are interested to we get people that are interested in creating short films together in a single room, and we just kind of make things. So right now we're working on a short film that is sort of like a Purge-esque short film. However, we're still getting it approved, and but we're really excited. So yeah.
What do you mean by approved? What roadblocks are you running
What
into?
roadblocks are running into? Nothing bad. It's actually, we have a really good process here at Film Club where we actually have to get our scripts and any content that we create approved by the administration here at LTRC. And that's just to kind of prevent LTRC's name being on something that is, you know, less than tasteful. So we usually go through I think it's like a 2-step verification when it comes to approving scripts. We pass it off to our advisor, and then we pass it off to someone who's actually in LTRC's administration. And we just kind of get a couple eyes to look at it and get it approved. And it's really not a roadblock as much as like a quality control or a content filter.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, we also shot that teaser for.
That was
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That was sick, bro,
we
yeah.
shot that with Josh Derrick, and I think
Well,
that's really cool.
Name it.
Yeah, was that teaser for?
Well, it's called. Yeah, it's called. What is it called?
Okay, yeah, never mind. Let's not.
Yeah,
name it.
yeah.
That's probably a bad idea.
It is a working title, but and the subject matter is, but Josh actually wants to, like, outside of Film Club, I think he wants to, like, go somewhere. He wants to, like, do a web series based off that.
Oh yeah,
So,
totally.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't really my idea, to be completely
Yeah,
honest.
not you.
Not you,
Josh.
Oh, the other Josh. Oh,
Yeah, there's
ASAP.
two
Oh, you're right.
Joshes, yeah.
That was
Oh.
confusing. I confused.
No, just take all the
myself.
credit. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's the perk of having.
I came up with this idea.
Dude, he's not here. Do whatever you want.
Heck yeah, bro. Do you think he'll listen to this? Because I can just go for that. I mean,
You might listen to this.
Yeah. Josh listened to the first 5 minutes and thought it was trash.
Did he?
No.
I'd believe it.
Yeah, I
instantly.
mean, the first 15 minutes of the first podcast is some of the most painful
Train
listening.
wreck.
Yeah, we were just sitting
Yeah.
there.
It's a colossal
Okay,
disaster.
sorry, we're gonna go off on a little tangent here.
Oh,
Me and
no.
Chandler were about to make the second podcast, and we were just like in a mess. His room's a mess. I'm a mess. He's a mess. None of the first camera, like the lighting's messed up. It's like all black, and we decided to have a background. So we hang up a gray sheet off the ceiling
With duct tape. There's no
Nice,
railing.
nice.
It looks like an ISIS video.
It did. It
so
really
you're
did.
expecting someone to bring up like a hostage or something? Like, oh my god.
And the lighting was just so, and like the
Oh.
shadowing, because I didn't have another fill light, so like the shadows are being very harshly casted on the sheet. Like it was so bad.
And we look
That's
so
amazing.
depressed when we're
Yeah,
sitting there.
because we were just so washed out and pale, and then we forgot to roll the cameras when we started the podcast, so we went through all of that.
So there's no documentation
No.
of this. That's awesome.
The only documentation is the duct tape that is still attached to the ceiling right now. That's the only documentation.
Oh, it's so good. I want to watch that, dude. I wish that you guys actually got some film of
Also,
that.
to no one's surprise, I forgot to record all my audio.
So there's no audio or video.
Nice.
Yeah, but no. Well, I miraculously got all his audio. A guitar fell over. I miraculously got all of his audio on bleeding on my mic, so now we have to go and manually bring up his levels every time he talks on that audio track.
So you're gonna
That
hear
sounds
like,
convenient.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very one-sided.
It's really great.
So we're gonna move on to talking about our experiences. We're gonna go around. Patrick, how do you like Film Club? How many times have you been to Film Club?
Yeah, Patrick. How many times?
I thought about going once.
Yeah, Patrick.
All right, so now we're gonna go
Team
to
player.
Coffee Guy, and we're gonna move on to Chandler.
I have had a really good time in Film Club. I didn't join Film Club last year because I was scared, but then I've had a really good time, like, collaborating with people and meeting new people, just getting everybody in the same room who's all on the same page and being like, yeah, I really like videos and film and all that, and let's do stuff. Let's just, like, work on stuff, even if it's not 100% amazing. Like, let's just do it to do it. You know, it's just a really cool environment to be in. Finally.
Yeah, so I also go to film club once a week because I live an hour away, and I'm literally the least productive human being in that club. I sit in the back and do nothing.
I can vouch.
People are volunteering, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm some cool kid in the back. Like, I'm not going to write. And then I was like, maybe I'll edit. And then 3 people... I'm sorry, dude.
He's taking his clothes
so
off.
hot.
I was going to sign up for editing, got upset at someone else for editing in Sony Vegas, and then that was the end of that. I was like, loser! You don't know how to edit in Premiere. And, like, I learned how to edit Premiere in YouTube once for, like, 2 hours. So I'm, like, some type of expert, right?
Talking about film club got me so hot, I had to take my sweatshirt
Oh,
off.
it gets me.
I keep slamming the table.
Dude. Josh, how about your time in film club thus far, being the lead role in film club?
The lead role. I auditioned and was like, they were like, yeah, dude, you're perfect for the part. Actually, I just kind of was like, I'd like to be president, and they were like, sure.
Did you have to run against anybody else?
No, because no one else ran.
That seems to be the general theme with the elections thus far.
If you have any type of self-motivation, they will make you freaking president.
Like someone just like they just bring it up as like a hypothetical, and they're like, "You got the job, you're it."
I'm thinking about it.
Sign me up.
So
I could be the laziest.
it's so true.
The first year
there.
of college, right? I had this friend named Isaac Trush, and student government's really important there at like a 4-year college. Like it actually matters.
Yeah.
And we were like, you should run for vice president. And we're like lazy, like people, like we lay around. He's like, that's a good idea. So we make the dumbest posters we can. We go in with it, and no one else ran. Put it in shortly. He got kicked out halfway through the first semester because he was so lazy.
They like actually gave him stuff to do, and he was like, "What? No."
The best part is that he didn't like once he got the job, it did not wake him up at all, and like he still was like taking it just as not seriously.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, Isaac, you're a great guy. Anyways, yeah, so we want people to come to film club.
Yeah, totally.
And actually do things.
We need more.
I don't want you to take my example because I do nothing, and I have a great time doing nothing.
No, dude, your presence alone is an inspiration to me. I'm sitting up there, standing up there, talking, and I'm like, oh, and then I see you, and I'm like, oh, dude, he's a rock. And I just latch on to that courage. No, but like you're really selling yourself short. Like you don't just sit back there and do nothing. So he participates, I promise.
That improv thing we did last week, I would always look over and Storm would be like, for audio listeners, Storm would be he'd be sitting in the very back with his arms folded the whole time, just like looking silently with his hood up,
and I tied it
like,
so all you see is my eyes.
It's like, what is your problem?
People are like,
I'm a rebellious teenager, okay? I only speak when the teacher calls on me.
and even then, maybe.
I
Only
draw
for extra credit.
I draw on my desk dragons and wizards.
Call me Edgelord 12. Gamer tag. Find me on Vimeo. All right.
Oh,
Vimeo.
dropping the Vimeo bomb.
Can't talk about that on air.
Anyway, you can bleep that out, right? Is that a thing you can do?
Can't believe out Vimeo. So yeah, what's up with Film Club? How do people get involved, and where do we congregate? Do we congregate like in the basement of LTRC?
Yeah.
Like where are we that people
Absolutely,
can find us?
absolutely. We congregate in the basement. We're vampires. We're vampires. No, but in all seriousness, you can totally just stop by. We meet Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays from 2:30 to 4. And Wednesdays from 3:45 to 4:30, we meet in the TV studio. I think it's like TC 215. And yeah, just stop on by. There's no like, it's not like when you're watching a show and you have to have watched like the previous 6 episodes to get the 7th episode. You can just like walk right in and get involved. And the whole point is to learn and to garner experience in things that you're not really good at. So if you're into acting, but you're like, okay, well, I don't really like doing anything else, then go there for acting, but you can also learn like editing and camera work and shots and writing. So yeah, it's a really good experience, and I just stop on by. Seriously, we're nice people, I promise.
Yeah, yep, we're real nice people. Anyways, talking about acting, I want to tell you about the LTRC partners with Civic Theater to offer new credit class. Students can sign up for this fall semester class, Introduction to Theater Arts, which begins August 25th. Classes are scheduled on Fridays from 9:35 to 12:31 p.m. What? At the Civic Theater, 514 North 19th Street in Allentown. This course will serve as a foundation for the students to engage in and explore more advanced and specialized fields of the entertainment industry. This course may also be eligible for the student to transfer credits to a 4-year theater program. Visit ltric.edu for more information.
Dude, you were going so well, and then your own fault stopped yourself. You're like, what?
I was like 12:35 a.m. to 12:31. I'm like, did someone make that as a joke? Or is that serious?
I don't got time for that.
Gotta add in that 1 minute there.
All right, so we have for the next part of the show. Personally, Josh, I want to get to know you. I want to get in your head, man. You know, what do you got going on? Who is Josh Brennan? You know, let's get to the bottom of it.
You're vaguely interested.
Yeah. What do you think, Coffee Guy?
Moderate amount.
Man, he's doing a great job over there.
He's a wise man with wise words.
I love it.
Why don't you go ahead, Patrick? Why don't you ask the first question?
Whoa. He was not prepared.
He was not. He's like, what page are we on?
I don't know how to speak yet. All right. What inspired you to pursue TV film production as a career?
Yeah, that's a long story. When I was like a kid, like I have 3 older sisters. I have to premise this, and they're like significantly older than I am. So when I was like 10, they were like 15, 16, 20. They're quite a bit older than I am, and they had this like stint when they were about that age, when I was 10 years old, where they would actually make like music videos, and they would make home videos, and that kind of came from my dad too, who would film stuff all the time. He'd film birthdays and events, and so I kind of, like a very young age, was introduced to the idea of home filmmaking, and ever since then, it's something I've been doing just kind of on my own with like cell phone cameras and other low-level pieces of equipment. And I started going to college in like 2014 for physics. I was actually at Grove City College. I know.
Grove City. My cousin just started there.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's a really great school, but I dropped out after the first semester.
It's great, but I left instantly.
That's a private college, right?
Oh, it's a private college, yeah.
It's a dry campus, too.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's more strict than most private colleges, I would say. I went there, I double majored in secondary education and physics, yeah.
Why?
I wanted to be a physics teacher, and I was like, I'm totally going to go for this, and like after a semester, I was like, this is awful, I hate this.
I know why Josh dropped out.
Gotta drink all the booze. Anyway, but then I took a break from school, and I eventually got to the point where I was just like, well, something I've always loved is making movies, whether it be like at home or whether it be actually working with people that are making a short film. So I got to the point where I was like, hey, if I want to really do this, I got to go for it. And so I was like, I got to go to school for this. And then I started at LTRC.
Wow.
And here I am.
And so it's just been a huge passion interest of yours in that case.
Indeed, yeah. It's been like a train ride, like ups and downs, hills, valleys, but
Occasional train wrecks.
That's what it's like when you're in the arts, I would say.
Oh yeah.
It's this tug of war. You know?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The general studies guy.
No, I went to. Okay. I was a graphic design major
so
for a year. Okay, so let's calm down.
Did a whole year?
Yeah.
It's better than
school year or calendar day?
I was like great the first semester. I was like the star of the show, got awards, and then the second semester fell apart. Like I was the worst student.
Crash and burn.
Like they put me in 3D, and like I had never used a hacksaw before, and they're like, make art out of woods. What?
What? Make art
out of... handing you a block of wood. They're like, make art.
Yes, that's what they did. They gave me a 2x4, and they're like, make a fantastic piece of art.
And you're like, this is wood.
A graphic design. All right, let's go on to another question for Mr. Josh Brennan.
Josh Brennan.
What's a beloved film of yours and why?
It's a lesser known film because it was actually... And I use the term beloved in the sense that like it's something that I'll always go back to and just go, that was funny, Some friends of mine who also were into like making short films when I was younger, like in middle school, they made what I can only describe as like a train of thought movie where they sat down with like a really like inexpensive, like stupidly old, bad quality camera, and they were just like, we're just gonna go for it and make like an hour-long video of just like us just kind of making up a story as we go. And they called it One Last Call. I don't even know the plot of this thing. This thing was like, it started off as like these like two kids that were like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to call the president of the United States? And like, it's like 50 minutes of them trying to call the president and going through like different like trials and barriers cool. and stuff. It was really, it was well made from the point of view that it was long, it took a long time, and the editing was excruciating, I'm sure. But it was one of those things where like, it was just like such like a work of their sweat and pain and tears and like blood and stuff that like it's kind of, it holds a special place in my heart because these are like my friends that made it, and I'll look back on it and laugh and probably not get past the 10-minute mark, but you know it's fun to like experience, you know.
Sure.
So that's probably my most beloved film.
I like that answer. What
That is
now?
good.
I know that you must watch a lot of movies. So I mean, when you think about what's your favorite movie?
I do. I watch a lot of movies, probably more than I should. However,
We all do.
my favorite movie, like the best movie I've ever seen, is actually not very popular. In fact, I think it lost money in the box office, which, you know, happens.
Always a good sign.
Yeah, it's always a great sign. Well, I blame it on the fact that it premiered the same weekend that Iron Man in 2008 premiered. So it had to compete with Iron Man, which was like the first Avengers, first Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Or the first one I was a part of Phase 1, because, you know, they had previous ones.
Yeah, we're on phase 18 now.
Josh,
We're on phase
mentioned
23.
Phase 1.
Heck yeah, bro. Phase 1 references.
Such a good
Remember the
movie.
days, guys?
Yeah.
Phase 1. But it premiered the same weekend as Iron Man in 2008 did, and it's Speed Racer.
Yes!
Yeah, do you guys remember that?
Speed Racer is
Speed
a
Racer.
banging movie.
I love that movie so much.
Yes.
It's just like, it's true to form. It's beautifully made. It's on point, because if you ever watched the old Speed Racer cartoons, the one where they were like dubbed into English, it's like, it is the best example of kind of transmitting that to the big screen. Because like a lot of people have tried to take like old cartoons and video games and another medium, and they have tried to make a movie out of them. But this is like the first one that I've seen that was like, dude, I just watched a Speed Racer movie. Like it just worked so well. It was true to form.
That's the literal most interesting answer you could have given, other than being like, well, I like Jaws. Like,
I like
just
Jaws.
to be like, Speed Racer.
And
Like,
I kind of have to plug my main man, Aaron Egoraptor, from Game Grumps, because he's kind of the one that like put me on the track of being like, okay, it's actually a good movie. And I just say that because that's basically his opinion. But I was watching like a podcast of his, and he was like, oh, I really love this movie, and here's why. And I was like, really? And I watched it again, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's right. This is like the best movie ever. And so I just want to plug Egoraptor from the Game
I
Grumps.
love Egoraptor.
He's the best.
Didn't they get their own show on YouTube Red now?
Yeah, they have something called like Game On or something like that.
It's about they have like an esports team and some like made up MOBA.
That's
First
pretty
episode's
cool.
pretty
I
good.
didn't
Cool.
know
Yeah.
that's what it was about. I just saw the
Because you
video
know,
recommended.
YouTube Red is high quality content.
Yeah, that's why PewDiePie got his show shut off.
The only good show on YouTube Red they took away because they thought,
They thought PewDiePie.
okay, PewDiePie just screws himself over.
Can we talk? Do we have time to talk about that for like 30? How? What,
Yeah, we're fine.
Let's talk about poops.
Just really quick, like, dude, stop. Just stop, PewDiePie. Like, he's every time he messes up, it causes a ripple effect on the entire platform, and it affects a lot of people. Like the last time he messed up, Adpocalypse,
Yeah.
and now he messed up again. And we haven't seen that bad
Probably
of a backlash.
worse,
but
too.
Worse, absolutely worse. Yeah, no, very bad.
He definitely kind of sets the stage for waves in the history of YouTube. I mean, being that he's kind of, when you think of YouTube, you think of PewDiePie. He's not even the one that makes like the best content on the platform, but he's like a pillar of that community just because he's been there for so long and he's got like what 50 million subscribers.
You
Right?
can't
He's a
hate
huge
PewDiePie.
platform.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just a fun guy.
Yeah.
He's cool, but it's like, dude, you gotta watch yourself a little more. There's a lot of people watching. You got a lot of influence, you know?
And then my favorite YouTuber, H3, I don't know if you guys saw the clip.
great.
He got on, great guy, and he said he brought down Pewds a little bit. He's like, you can't say the N-word. It's not good stuff. And then in a prior episode, he said the N-word. And so now we have two huge pillars in the YouTube community. PewDiePie saying words like that, and then H3 being, hypocritical and lying. So now we have two of them messing up. Like, now, where's it going to go from here? Because we're not going to Vimeo. Where are we going to go?
As joking as I was before about dropping the Vimeo reference, I mean, like, this is the most I've heard people talking about Vimeo, like, ever. Just because, like, for such a long time, YouTube was, like, the platform to be on when it comes to, like, semi-professional sort of pro-consumer based products when it comes to media, because it's got such a low entry level but such a high ceiling. You can just upload like a video you filmed on your iPhone 4, but then you also have people that are advertising for products, like actual production companies putting their stuff on YouTube. So you have such a low floor but such a high ceiling that it's just the place to be. But now with restrictions regarding the adpocalypse, as people have called it, I'm hearing more and more talk about moving to a different platform or creating a different platform, which is kind of scary because I really do have a special place in my heart for YouTube.
I think we all do. I mean, it's been there for a lot. And a lot has happened on it, and it's been a very in development thing for so many years, and has kickstarted so many careers and so many opportunities. But it's just I feel like YouTube really wants to move away from what made them what they are, and it's unfortunate, but I mean, they have to make it profitable, and I understand their ideology because they have been operating in the red for a very long time, so whatever they feel they have to do.
They can, let's get rid of PewDiePie, but keep up, disgusting kids channels. That, like, literally corrupt little kids. There's some of the most disgusting stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah, the content that's bubbling to the surface now that's doing well is kind of shocking.
Yeah, well, it's because they're having their day. Suddenly all the mainstream producers and creators are kind of getting hit. And so all of these other kind of lesser-known, weirder creators that have just as many views are kind of, like you said, bubbling to the surface.
Yeah.
They're having their heyday, essentially.
Yeah.
So
sometimes for bad reasons.
For not or for
for not. That was what I was trying to think.
We're on to the next question for you, Josh Brennan.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's quite surprising.
Oh.
What has it been like to work on Professor Peruso's upcoming film?
Oh, yeah. Just to give some background, Professor Peruso is a teacher here at Ultra IC, and he also does filmmaking when he's not teaching, basically filmmaking here at Ultra IC. And over this past summer, he had written and conceptualized a short film that he wanted to shoot over the summer called Widows. And I'm not going to go too much into the plot of it, but basically it's about these two like a husband who had died and then a wife of a husband that had died, and their journey as ghosts as the widower of the wife that died finds somebody, and basically it's like love as it relates to the afterlife and also like moving on, and it's a really cool story. I'd highly recommend going and seeing it. It's still in post, I think it's still being edited, but yeah, it was so fun. It was I wasn't really like in a high like ranking position. I wasn't like producer or editor, but it was awesome just because I got to experience what sort of like a higher level of filmmaking would look like with people that like I know from Ultra IC, which I'd never experienced before. So like Professor Peruso was the director, a guy named Daniel McDonald who actually edits with Jean-Claude Van Damme for Kickboxer. Yeah, I know. Like I was
nice.
I was like, you know Jean-Claude Van Damme? That's crazy. That's like that was the first like interaction with someone like that I'd had. And he was like, yeah, and he was a super cool guy too. He was the camera operator and director of photography, I think it was, something like that. But he's super cool people, and just I got to make connections that I wouldn't have otherwise made. And it was all through Ultra IC, which was also cool. So there are a lot of opportunities here. But yeah, it was awesome. It was banging,
Shout out to Ben Peruso.
Yeah, shout out to Ben Peruso.
Visionary extraordinaire. He's a great guy.
Great man. Yeah.
He's a great guy. So, do you enjoy what? Well, all right. Do we just want to do a PSA read now?
Yeah.
All right, let's just do it now. Take it away, Storm, before we get into that.
All right, no quick teases. We're just
probably should have introed the next segment. Then like we'll be right back after this ad read.
Well, you know what? We'll be right back after this ad read.
There you go.
Yeah. I wasn't aware of time.
We don't have an ad read for the middle. So, Patrick, you need to edit this out and record yourself doing an ad read. Put it in here.
We don't have any
I don't
sponsors.
have an ad read for
We don't have any sponsors.
He
though.
only gave me 2.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
reread
you're
one of
keeping
them.
the
Doesn't
Bigger
matter.
problem, I'm actually out of coffee.
Oh, coffee guy's out of coffee.
I don't want more coffee.
Oh.
Now you have lost
Shut
your role as
down.
coffee guy. Now you're just guy.
Coffee guy always wants coffee.
Now you can actually answer questions.
Uh-oh.
Now you can talk.
So no ad read. So
No ad read.
Ad
That's
insert
awkward.
ad read here. But
Yeah,
anyway,
let's talk for 10 more seconds. So It's 30.
Just
and it's
just
easy
to give
keep
it an
track of.
even keel.
Yeah.
See, okay, here's what I wanted to have here. I want to have Wendy Barron plug mindfulness here, but she didn't give me the script for that. That's what it was supposed to be for this PSA read.
Right.
But it's not. She didn't give me anything. So
Also,
she said she would, but she didn't.
There's going to be like 2 students in that class, and
It's true.
she does not care because she's a badass.
That's what mindfulness is all about, man.
Dude, mindfulness is awesome.
Lamont and some 45-year-old.
Oh yeah, that is exactly.
He's a cool guy.
Shout out to
Wait,
you
is
guys.
that Rick? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Rick's
yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's chill. He's in film club.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he showed up once.
No,
He's been there a couple
he's there all the time.
Did you
No,
know?
I don't-
you
I
showed
don't.
up
You know
once.
why he missed last film club? Because he had a gig to play.
Oh yeah. Apparently he's like a big
He's
audio
in the-
guy,
yeah.
right? Yeah. He's like, he talked to me because we had this convention where it was like all the clubs come together and people can walk around and go to different booths and the I gotta move closer to the microphone. We had this like club convention where Film Club had a booth and a bunch of other clubs around LTRC got together and people just had a chance to walk around and talk to the people representing those clubs, and I had a chance to actually be at that booth and Rick swung by and he was like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in swinging by Film Club, and then he proceeded to tell me that he worked on like the original like Batman Forever video game commercials as an
Yeah.
audio guy.
I've
I was
seen
like,
that. I've seen that.
yeah, I was like, that's awesome.
He was in the jingle business for
Yeah.
like years in LA.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I was
That-
like, you should be running this, not me. Because
That
you
was-
have experience.
He actually said that, by the way.
Yeah,
Josh said
I
that
actually
to
said
him in the middle of the meeting.
He has black power for me.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from that guy, but that got progressively less cool the longer you went on with that title. It was like Batman video game commercial.
Money's money, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
I mean, he still has more money than I probably ever will, but
hey, audio is blind, right? You know, it's just like.
So to answer that question, I guess you could say we could sum up that you don't like being president of Film Club.
Are you
Because you
kidding
just
me?
tried to give away your position to a guy you just met.
It's like scraping adamantium against my arm.
You've had one gig on TV where no one saw you on a Batman video game. Take it. I hate these people.
I revoke my privileges.
We don't even. I love how Barron came into class. We're like, okay, everybody has to vote, and Barron's like, no, we don't have to vote. Just give away these positions.
I even talked to her beforehand, and I was like, do we even have to vote? And she was like, no.
Like, Professor, that's communism. It doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
So what? I know you talked about the film that you worked on that you really loved, but do you have a favorite one aside from that potentially that you've worked on as well?
Well, like a favorite project of mine or
Yeah,
something.
yes,
Yeah.
something that you're like a passion project of yours.
Well, yes and no. There's one that I'm going to talk about that kind of went wrong, but kind of worked. Back in like my second semester at LTRC, I tried daily uploading for like 2 weeks. I wanted to see what it'd be like to actually bring my camera around every single day, like basically everywhere I went, and just try and make a video every day. And I had no idea what it'd be like, and I was just like, I'm just gonna try it because who knows?
Okay, Jake Paul.
And I felt basic, like to a T while
Really?
doing that. Like, of course, I was the guy like in the mall, like, oh, I'm here at the mall, you know, like
Yeah.
a freaking idiot, you know. Like,
It's hard.
It's difficult, man. I mean, people that can do it, God bless them. But like, even just getting over the embarrassment of like carting around like a DSLR on a stick, you know, like. But I tried it for like 13 days, 14 days, and they're actually all on my YouTube channel. It's called the Daily Uploading Series, and I actually really liked a few of them. Not all, but a few of them.
That's what happens when you're putting out content daily. You know, you'll have some hits and misses, but it's to just remain that consistent is kind of an achievement in itself. You know, it's hard to keep up with, and the sets. And you were in college at the time?
Oh yeah, I was going to school.
Yeah, because I watched a few of them, and there were like stuff from being at
Oh, yeah,
LTRC, and I was like, wow, like doing that and going to school, like it's a lot to do, and hit all those beat points and
I remember
editing.
Oh my gosh, I remember waking up. I remember filming the first day and going, well, to make this work, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and edit. So for 14 days, I woke up at 6 a.m., edited that video, uploaded it, and then filmed for that day's video, and then woke up and edited. And
That is
I did that for
dedication.
13 days, and I was like, this is awesome, but I'm losing my mind. So
Yeah.
I got to the point where I was just like, I gotta focus on school because I'm
Yeah.
gonna go nuts if I do this. But no, I'm super proud of that because I'm usually not a schedule person. Gosh, like if you could see my process, it's like there's paper everywhere and I don't know what's happening. But like that was like the first time like I consistently stuck to a schedule, and I was like, bro, this is like working, and like things are happening, and then I'd like lost my mind and got tired.
Yeah,
I
got
went-
tired. You turned into tired.
I turned into tired pants. That's how it happened.
the metamorphosis.
Kafka's metamorphosis.
If we're talking about like editing schedules and stuff, like I'm totally impressed with how the way some editors just go in.
Oh, gosh,
like Chandler will edit like 5 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be up until 2 working on stuff like that doesn't have to be perfect, but he doesn't care. Like he makes it all perfect, which I'm always impressed with. Like I don't even understand. Like my videos are intentionally trash, so I can't even understand what it's like to have something be good. And so I'm always impressed
What is good?
when Chandler's like, "Oh yeah, I fell asleep at like 3 last night because I was editing a 30-second thing." I'm like, oh, "That's way cooler than me. I fell asleep at 11 after watching The Office for an hour."
It's an unhealthy process of not being able to walk away from something that I'm working on and be like, I have to make it the best it can be. Especially because I did that in 24 hours. We shot that day. I came home and I stayed up the whole night editing it to have it the next day. So yeah, it's just
That's dedication.
But
That's
it's
crazy.
not a healthy thing to do all the time. But I am like that, where I'll just stay on it, you know.
And there's a certain level of like perfectionism that kind of is, it's like a staple of editing. That there's like, there's this inability just to go, okay, that's fine, that's good enough. You know, you like.
I
have
know
to
that
be
well.
But I mean, like, when it's something that you really, really love, that you're passionate about, you get to the point where you just kind of cultivate this like balanced kind of workflow and the ability to kind of go, okay, well, this needs to be perfect, but I also need to not die. you know?
Yeah.
Patrick, what'd you say?
He's telling me to talk louder, I think, is what we're saying.
They don't need to hear me.
We're
Don't worry about it.
We're recording in a studio, and there's other rooms where other people are doing other things, and those other people are very loud.
Yeah.
They've been slamming doors and screaming.
Oh yeah, we need
this entire time.
we need to talk about the studios we've been working in. We're in a really nice radio station, and we're still have like 2 mics.
Yeah, and not to mention the one we're talking is like dented and it's like facing up.
We went from 1 mic in my bedroom that we're huddling around to 2 mics in a really smaller room.
It's actually smaller.
It is a smaller room because there's more equipment.
Dude, soon we'll be at like 8 mics and they'll be set.
Absolutely.
This is for somebody. Chandler, you got food.
It's
You better not eat that now.
Is your
your
birthday?
It's my birthday. Yeah, it is.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, it's
Welcome to the Chandler Birthday Podcast.
16.
I'm 16 today.
16 years old, wow.
Holy crap! Happy birthday!
What a boy.
Thank you so much.
Dude, happy birthday, bro.
Who
I got
you that
for audio listeners. You can't say it's an anonymous tip.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's an anonymous tip. What is this, a crime or something?
It's
It's actually a coup to a murder on the post.
Yeah, it's
on there.
actually. Yeah, it's my birthday all day today. Actually,
Gosh,
interestingly,
worry
yeah.
about it.
What? No, I want to know who
nice
that is.
Lilly.
Wow.
Happy all-day birthday, man. That's
Thank
awesome.
you so
Dude,
much.
The whole day?
Yeah, it's the whole.
Like
yeah.
24 hours?
it's the whole day.
It's really
What?
nice. It's for audio listeners.
I never did the whole day.
We got a package that came in, and it was a really nice brownie for me.
He already ate it.
Yeah, it's already gone. I inhaled it. Yeah.
That was a good joke.
So,
Keep up
is
the
that
flow.
as good as the 16-year-old joke?
Yeah, that's strike 1 on the bad
That's
joke.
the 4th time you've made that joke today.
Patrick usually strikes out by like 20 minutes in, but you know what? Hit us with one of your jokes. I want to hear one right now.
I can't do it off the cuff.
All right, that's strike 1.
Fine, you want a bad joke?
That was a bad joke.
You want a bad
Yeah.
joke? All right, what's the difference between a poor man dressed on a bicycle and a... What did I just say? A poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a bike. Or a unicycle. I'm really bad at this.
Wow.
You want to start over?
Yeah, all right. So what's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a unicycle?
What is it?
A tire.
Oh!
I love that.
Ascension!
All right, so that's
I love that reaction from
that's-
Storm.
That's like a ground out to left,
What?
third base. So you're allowed back up to batting, but
What is this baseball metaphor?
yeah. Wait,
I think that was worse somehow.
you got a single, so you have a guy on
I
first
got a
base.
single?
God.
Wait, why am I batting again then?
This is a
Shouldn't I be on first?
disaster of a bit.
You do. This is ghost baseball, okay?
So Josh, what's the best movie you've ever seen?
No.
What I'm experiencing is the best type of.
This bit needs to end.
What was the question?
What was the question?
What's the best movie you've ever seen? Like the
He
best.
actually already.
Yeah, we already.
No, I mean like.
No.
So the best, like the
okay.
best movie, the
Like
highest quality movie, like
okay.
the acting, the production.
Objectively.
Objectively.
As a filmmaker.
The Emoji Movie.
That's true.
Yes.
Dead meme alerts.
Patrick Stewart really killed it there.
Probably my.
Chandler shaking his head.
I think he just died a little bit inside.
I think that's strike one for me. That's probably like two.
Let's get
strikes.
off baseball, please. Back to movies.
I really don't know, man. Like as far as like the most well-made, I'm like super far from the mic. I'm sorry. As far as like the best movie goes, gosh, dude,
Just think of anything off the top of your head.
I'm gonna have to say Speed Racer. I know it's repetitive,
No.
but like
That's not objectively the best
can't.
film.
It is.
That's not even a film. It's like a glorified cartoon.
it's basically. Yeah, but no, I love the acting and like the casting was perfect. I'm being serious though.
As long as you can back it up, I'll accept the answer.
No, just say
That's fine.
Citizen Kane.
Oh,
and
Patrick
then move
accepts
on.
the
Yeah, Citizen Kane.
Just say
Citizen Kane.
Oh man,
Wait,
we
okay.
just destroyed yours.
Oh, dude,
So,
Nah, that's good.
I have
Look
a
at the
question
levels
for you.
peaking.
So, have you seen Arrival from last year?
What?
Have you seen the movie Arrival?
Oh, is that the one with
Amy Adams?
With Amy Adams,
Yeah.
and she walks up a wall,
Yeah.
and there are these like tentacle aliens and
What?
stuff.
Whoa, spoilers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Amy Adams spoilers.
It's such a fantastic movie with the acting is so
Yeah.
good because it have Jeremy Reynolds. And have you ever
Jeremy
seen
Renner.
Sicario? The year before it had Emily Blunt by the same director.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched that. What was it called again?
Okay, so Sicario,
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
With Emily Blunt.
Okay.
Directed by. Can you find out who that was directed by?
Sure.
And then he came out the next year with another like highly rated movie, Arrival with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner, and no one has watched it.
I watched Arrivals and I liked it.
You did.
I did. I didn't see the one before that, but I watched Arrivals and I really enjoyed it. It's not exactly my forte. When you're talking about like best, like obviously like the most generic you can get is a combination of I liked it and also it was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was like really well made. It just wasn't my taste
Yeah,
exactly.
I understand that.
Like it was. I mean, like you said before, the acting, the casting was perfect, and the storyline was incredible too. Because throughout the entire thing, you kind of get hints as to what's happening.
Yeah.
Not to spoil the movie, but you get hints, and then at the end, you're like, oh, it makes sense, and it's
Well,
kind of.
kind of.
Like you. Okay,
The
you get
ending-
more.
The ending wrecked me more than Inception did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was genuinely hurt inside when that movie ended because
Inception?
no,
Inception?
not Inception. Arrival. Like there's a very serious plot twist that changes the entire movie for you.
This is a two-way conversation.
Anyways.
Because me and Lily have not seen the movie.
It's Denis Villeneuve.
Say his name again for the audience.
Dude, it's probably French, so you don't pronounce like the second half of that.
Dennis-
It's probably Dennis Villeneuve or something.
That sounds pretty
You definitely don't pronounce all like 15 E's in that name.
Vanilla?
Dennis
Then-
Villanova.
No,
Okay,
no, no,
right.
no.
Insulting the
Vanilla.
entire nation.
I know. Yeah, we love you, friends. Tune in next time.
Top 10 countries.
I'd rate them like 32nd to be completely honest.
That's
like
Wow,
they're
that's
such
Fair.
jerks.
No.
Let's not talk about that
Have you
anymore.
ever had their food?
Their food is amazing.
Yeah, it's banging, dude.
Yes, it is. It's very good. They have very good bread.
Their language is beautiful.
Just bread?
That is true. It's like
No,
the love
It's such a
language.
beautiful language.
It rolls off the tongue.
That's
Yeah.
not all. I can't make that.
Ooh, El Tracy
Okay.
podcast.
Why didn't you like the new Death Note movie, Josh?
Oh, no.
You know why I didn't like the new Death Note movie?
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it. I actually don't
Why'd
even
you
know.
make that joke last
I
week?
made the joke
Because
so it'd
everybody
be,
knows it's trash.
I made the joke so I'd be funny and people would like me.
Yep, that
Fair,
sounds
that's
about
why
right.
I make all mine. So
That's why I make my content.
Please give me attention.
Please give me friends.
Well, would you say that Arrival was your favorite movie of last year?
Me?
No,
Well, it's
The
not
guest?
his.
You looked at him and you were like, was that your favorite
because I'm
movie?
trying to talk into the mic.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but Josh said he doesn't like. It's
Oh,
not,
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not
something
my
he
favorite.
likes.
I
So
actually
what was it?
Okay. I thought about this for like at least 10 minutes, and I gotta say, favorite movie of last year is actually Doctor Strange.
Oh,
I love
That
Doctor
was
Strange. It
visually
was such
stunning.
a good.
Yeah.
That was the best Marvel movie I've seen in a while. That
Well,
they've
yeah,
come
it was
out with,
different.
because it was
right?
different.
Yeah, exactly.
It
They were
wasn't
actually like, let's try
It
something.
wasn't,
Yeah.
wasn't that different. Like it still had some of the tropes,
Yeah.
but it was.
It wasn't as different
Yeah.
as
Better.
the second Captain America.
Oh. True.
That is the shining.
So,
Was that Winter Soldier? Is that what that
Yeah,
was?
it's just so
Soldier.
different. You
Yeah.
didn't like that?
I didn't see it.
Oh, it's arguably the best Marvel movie, just because they just so go off script and
Yeah.
like you don't know what's gonna happen.
all right. So, on that note, we gotta go to an ad read.
All right, we do have another ad read if I can find it.
Yeah, read that ad.
All right, so now we're going to talk about more L-Tri-C. L-Tri-C's fall non-credit courses. A wide variety of non-credit courses are being offered this fall, including training in areas such as computers, ESL, and GED, languages, cooking, exercise, public safety, and much more. For a complete listing, I want you to go check out ltric.edu. All right, we're gonna go into our last segment. There's gonna be some we're gonna have some fun games. We're gonna do some fun plugs.
Just some great fun. All right. So, to wrap it up, we're gonna have a trivia contest.
Oh,
I've
I
got
lead trivia.
I've got 9 questions. Each
Well-
of you are getting 3. So the first one's gonna go to Storm.
Why is
Second one to
Bruce in the
Chandler.
back of your-
Hey! Put that folder up against it.
I saw this face.
And the third
Josh
one
is
is going to be
cheating.
Josh's.
Oh.
All right, so first question. This one's for Storm. You have 10 seconds to answer. All right, in Spider-Man Homecoming, who is the actor that played the web slinger himself, the third actor in 10 years to take up the role?
Matt Hollenton?
No, that's not going to cut it. It's Tom Holland. You were close.
You guys say your
You were
answers
close.
into the mic.
Anyway, he got it wrong. That's the important part. All right, Chandler. What recent movie whose cast has all stars such as Jamie Foxx, Lily James, John Hamm, and Kevin Spacey focuses on a getaway
Baby
driver?
Driver.
Yeah.
Really? That's his question?
Tom Holland is easy
That
too.
is
Get out of
so
here.
To be fair, I still haven't seen that movie because
Alright,
I'm
Josh.
dumb.
You literally said getaway driver.
Hey.
There's only one movie with a getaway driver.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I'll accept that. That's a bad question.
Transporter.
Chandler's in the lead right now.
Oh, dude.
All right,
Jason
Josh. What
Statham.
is the name of the actor that has now successfully stared down both the horrors of the Demogorgon in Stranger Things as Mike Wheeler and Pennywise the Dancing Clown and It as Richie Tozier?
I haven't seen either of those.
You didn't see Stranger Things? It is permissible. But
Oh, wait.
Things-
Stranger Things, or did you
Yeah,
say?
Stranger
like
Things.
Stranger
It's the kid. It's the
Yeah.
boy.
Who plays Mike?
Oh, he even starred in the Game Grumps episode. He was a guest. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I should
Yeah.
know this.
You have
Yeah,
5
he's a great
seconds.
actor.
He is. He's great.
It's like Mike something, right?
Nope.
No.
That's
Oh,
his
That's
character.
his character.
oh,
Like
that's
2
his.
seconds.
Whoa.
I got 2 seconds.
I don't know.
Final answer. All right.
Tom Holland. I don't know.
Nope. He's
Jamie
right.
Foxx?
It's actually 10. It's Tom Holland.
There you go.
All right. It's actually Finn Wolfhard.
Oh, it's
Oh,
fine.
dude,
That's probably the coolest name ever.
It is. It's a very cool name.
So right now, Chandler's in the lead with 1.
Yeah.
All right.
I got an easy question though. I feel
All right,
bad.
Whatever. It's fine. Just
Whatever.
take it.
That's
Whatever,
my
move
favorite
on.
movie
Whatever.
of the past year.
This was planned.
All right, Storm. What movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal being influenced by a man in a rabbit costume named Frank?
What?
If you did not, if you
It's
if you
kinda-
get
it's-
this wrong, I'll be mad.
It's like the movie that is defined as a cult classic.
Yes, it like started cult classics.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
I don't know, Nightcrawler.
No,
Not Nightcrawler.
what?
You
Oh, I
can,
know what you're talking about.
Can I answer it?
No.
yeah, go for it.
No.
He doesn't know. He doesn't get the point. Just answer it.
Donnie Darko.
That is correct.
No.
All right, what movie?
Oh, okay.
That's like the movie everyone associates with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Usually, they'll be like, "Oh, the dude from Donnie Darko."
All right,
it's just the
Chandler.
most
Good
memorable.
question.
Go on.
All right, what movie stars Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi as brothers on a mission from God to save an orphanage?
The Blues Brothers.
That is correct.
What the heck?
I like that movie.
That's a great movie.
It's
I
a
like
good
don't know
movie.
any of these so far.
Josh.
Yeah.
This one, you should get this
I
one. If you
literally
don't,
can't
I'll be
even
real
get the
mad.
prize now because he has 2 and I have 0.
I'll stop getting them right on purpose
There's
for the
only
sake of
3
the show.
for each of us.
You gotta get that
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
You literally
Alright.
already got the prize.
What movie written, directed, and produced by Tommy Wiseau is widely considered to be so bad it's good?
I don't even know who Tommy Wiseau
You know who Tommy Wiseau is?
I
He
really
did that
don't.
Oh, is it?
Wait,
You guys got to know this.
Yeah, is it
I don't
the, is it
remember
the
the-
room?
so bad it's good.
Yeah.
It's the
It's the room.
Oh, it's the
His
room.
question. Okay, well, he got it right now.
No,
Thanks,
Good
Storm. I
job,
appreciate
Storm.
it.
That counts.
Just
They're
give them the
making a
point.
movie about
You
that.
get
They're
the
making
point.
a movie
The-
about the
the-
movie?
The disaster artist. It's James Franco playing as
Oh
Tommy
yeah. I snapped so many times in the mic, but yeah,
I'm pretty sure his audio is
I
already
didn't
terrible,
do
so we're
it.
good.
I didn't
I
do
did.
it.
It wasn't Storm this time.
I want to see that movie.
Oh, hey.
I'll see anything with James Franco.
Alright, so moving
Oh, hey,
on.
Frank. What is the guy?
Alright, Storm. What?
Dude, what are you
Storm,
talking
this question's
about?
for you. Pay attention.
Oh.
You're 0-2 right now.
Just looking up the script to the right.
Alright, so you can do this. Alright, what movie adapted from a Stephen King novel involves a tormented teen who discovers she has supernatural powers and makes her school's prom night truly unforgettable in the worst way possible? Do you know this one, Josh? You look really excited.
I have no idea.
It.
Not
No.
It. That's about a clown.
I know. Okay.
This one is
Is it Carrie?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to get there.
Okay.
Gosh.
Chandler's like 7 for 7 right now. Alright, Chandler. This one I feel like might be kind of difficult.
I hope
actually.
so.
It's probably not. Alright, what movie stars Emma Stone, a modern day take of The Scarlet Letter?
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is such a good movie. She's so hot.
Alright.
I agree.
5 seconds.
No, I actually, I don't know. I don't think I know this one.
Easy A.
Oh,
Yep,
didn't
easy
see
A.
that film.
Woo!
Alright.
Emma Stone. Hit me
No.
up, girl.
That's
I
not
don't
gonna
think
happen.
she-
She doesn't
yeah.
listen.
Don't think she will.
She doesn't.
She
Good
is.
job.
She just doesn't listen. in
She just
general.
has really, really pretty hair.
Okay,
She
let's
seems
move it.
fine.
Moving on
You're
from
getting
Emma Stone.
scary now.
Yeah.
Alright,
I love
Josh.
her hair. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Alright, what movie starring Logan Lerman and Emma Watson about a boy in high school with dreams of becoming a writer who tries to lead a normal life while suffering from depression?
Is it? I don't know. Is it The Fault in Our Stars?
Perks of a Wallflower.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
That movie.
It's The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Perks of
Logan
Being a Wall-
Lerner.
So I think
That's the guy that's in the thing about the Greeks.
He's
Oh,
also
Percy
in
Jackson.
Percy
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can we
Jackson's
talk about how pretty the Percy Jackson chick
Alright,
is?
so
with those
moving
blue
on.
eyes?
Yeah, it's true.
She's
Harry
in
Potter?
She is in
Oh,
the Water People.
yeah.
Water People.
Yeah, she's in
Baywatch.
Yeah.
Atlantis.
The water.
Water people.
Zac Efron is one of the most gorgeous
Sit
human
down.
beings I've ever seen.
He's standing
Storm
up
is
for this,
literally
by the way.
standing
He's-
up right now.
Storm got so excited about this
Zac
film that he
Efron
stood up to
literally
deliver
is in this movie with my hero, The Rock, and they're like doing cool stuff. Zac Efron drives a motorcycle off a pier, and then he can't swim under.
Welcome to the Baywatch podcast.
You could probably cook a hamburger
Baywatch
with how much oil
podcast
there is
is
on
a-
their backs. So you
Oh,
just like,
easily.
Think the Baywatch question of the day, caller one.
Alright, so
What is it?
I don't have a joke. I don't have the rest of the joke.
that was it.
That's the bit. That's the whole bit.
I think that's strike two, isn't it?
That is straight too. We're canceled.
Yeah.
Canceled.
I think we were canceled like 2 minutes in. So I guess that makes Chandler the winner.
Self-deprecation. Thanks, Patrick.
I guess Chandler's the winner then.
Woo!
You guys are all terrible.
What
was that all the questions?
I mean, I got a tiebreak if you want to hear it anyway.
Yeah, let's just do
I'll
it.
do
the
Alright.
first one to answer the first one.
You want to
do
make
winner
this is,
take
this
all.
is for all the marbles.
We can do
alright.
winner take all for this.
Oh, let's do it.
Alright, you gotta wait for me to finish the question before you say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, actually, no, screw that. Just say it.
What?
As soon as you get it, just say it.
If you
Alright.
say it wrong, you're eliminated.
Alright, what movie starring Guy Pearce starts with the last scene of the movie and ends with the first scene?
The Fault in Our Stars.
That's it. He wins.
Really?
Oh,
No,
yes,
it's
sir.
not.
I was gonna
True.
say I have no idea.
Really? None of you have seen this? It's like one of my
Memento?
favorite movies. Huh?
Is it Memento?
Oh, dude, he wins!
Oh my God!
Coffee guy wins!
Coffee guy won!
You know what you win? A signed picture of Bruce Willis by me.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
So that's what Bruce was doing.
Can we show the cameras that? I'm just kidding.
There aren't any cameras. We're all.
What
As
did you
you're
write on
That
it?
is awesome.
I wrote Bruce Willis terribly and then signed my own.
That's like not a very flattering picture of him either. It's
He
like,
signed.
He looks homeless.
Patrick's
It is
photo.
the best picture of Bruce Willis I have.
Can we just
so.
start putting the prizes up on the wall and
We
no
can't do
one
that.
knows
We don't
why?
work here.
They just start appearing.
He photocopied like the worst picture of Bruce Willis when he's really old on a piece of on a piece of just
Wait,
like
printer
copier
paper, yeah.
paper
guy.
in
There's,
black and white,
There's staplers.
and
So
then
where's the
he
stapler?
signed it.
No, just hang it on that with a paperclip.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
he's
So
like,
we don't-
"Ah!"
He forged Bruce Willis's signature.
Yeah, come at me, Bruce.
Come
If
at
you're
me,
watching.
Bruce. Sue
gonna
me.
work.
hit us up, Brucey.
No.
All right, so,
So trivia's out of the way. I'm
that one better
Coffee
than I
Guy's
thought it would.
putting the picture of Bruce Willis on the wall.
You just mutilated the
Can
person.
someone like write
on
poorly
there.
edited podcasts? So like,
Hey, let's finish the.
Hey,
sit
can
down,
we? Yeah,
Storm.
let's.
no.
We have
Storm's
5
he's
minutes
already
left.
clocking out.
We got things to do.
Oh no.
So Josh, I have another question.
Yeah.
For you, because we have some extra time.
Sure, yeah.
Can we ask the coffee guy some questions?
No.
I'm a fan of that.
Are you a
Alright.
fan of that? Coffee guy.
There's no way
What
the
do you
mic
edit?
can pick him up.
Can,
I
you
don't
edit?
know how
Okay.
to edit.
Okay.
Windows Movie Maker.
No.
Dude, you'd be
That's why I'm
surprised
here.
what you can do with Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that's
you?
how I started.
Yeah.
Get really frustrated and go to bed.
Yeah, that's about
That's
right.
exactly. You're like, I can't do that in this program. And you're like,
Everything's on
That's
fire. Good night.
so I guess I'll do this for both of you. If you could work with one person in Hollywood, who is it?
Oh, I know.
Zac Efron.
Not The Rock. I thought he was your hero.
I'd probably work with Ryan Reynolds
Okay.
That'd be good.
because he just seems like such a genuine human being.
That'd be
you know?
hilarious the
so
entire
nice.
time.
Oh yeah, he's like just like very genuinely
And funny.
and
Yeah.
just like very straightforward. He seems like. I mean, obviously, like he's probably a very busy guy, but you know, he can hit me up, Ryan, if you want to
Ryan
do some
Reynolds.
work.
Ryan, I know you're
Come
listening.
on the podcast. We'd love to have you.
He's eating chips. He's like, oh.
You know, Isaac reminds me of Ryan
I would,
Reynolds a lot.
dude.
A lot.
I am so glad about the way
yeah.
one thinks that. Isaac
We
Zimmerman, right?
yeah.
argued
Yeah.
about that for an entire film club. That's all we did.
was like,
all
dude,
we accomplished
Ryan
was
Reynolds
arguing
all the
about
way.
Isaac.
Dude, was that the day I wasn't there or something, or like was that?
That was the first day he was
Oh, that was
there.
the first day he
Yeah.
was there. Okay. No, yeah, that was like when I first saw him, I was like, dude, this is like Ryan Reynolds, like
Just work
personified.
with
or
just work
something.
with Isaac, and then you'll be in turn
Dude.
working with Ryan Reynolds, essentially.
the way he talks and his
Yeah.
like humor in his face. Even
I want to
you know,
ask
like-
him. We should have him on the podcast, and we should just grill him. And be like, "Were you directly influenced by
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds for your acting?" like,
We should grill him about his content.
I've watched his entire series.
Yeah, okay, so
this is
something-
the Isaac Zimmerman podcast,
yeah.
episode 1.
something that we do sometimes is we'll get content from someone and we'll watch the entire YouTube channel.
Yeah, we sat down
Googled
and
him,
watched everything.
went through his IMDb.
Yeah,
DB.
Just like it wasn't even all critiquing. It was just us
just to
like
see what's going on. Like it
Yeah.
was just fun, you know. So if you have content out there on the internet, we will find you.
Yeah.
And we will watch and
will
ingest
watch.
all of it.
So we have 4 minutes left, and on that subject.
Wait, he didn't answer. Coffee guy didn't.
Oh.
He was like, I didn't.
Yeah, don't bother. I
He's the
come up with
trivia
anything.
winner, and you're just ignoring him?
Yeah,
You got no questions right.
Storm is now not the host. He has been replaced by Coffee Guy due to losing the trivia.
Welcome to the film
The
podcast.
stakes were a lot higher.
Welcome to the Baywatch podcast. I'm Coffee Guy, and we'll be here for another hour or so.
You know what the sad part is that I legitimately thought those questions were too easy, and that I was gonna have to use a tiebreaker.
Nope.
No, apparently we're just
I
stupid.
guess not.
I'm glad you did.
We actually don't watch films.
No,
We're
we don't.
not involved at
Just
all.
ask
with that.
things about Baywatch.
So-
like from in here on in.
Welcome to the Baywatch Q&A.
Did you just sniff him? What was that?
No,
about?
I just laid my
Oh, okay.
rested my head on his shoulder.
We have 2 minutes left, and I think it's really important to understand what kind of our MO is here. When we started this podcast, we really wanted to bring out people that love what they're doing. We aren't here to like compete with anybody on YouTube. We're more here to create a community where creators come in and we work together and we rise above this competitive thing on YouTube, right? Because let's think about it. When you find a new YouTuber, you just want to watch them. There's no like, oh, I already have enough YouTubers. It's like, why can't we all work together?
Well, I mean, it's
so
it's not
important.
just YouTube. It's
Yeah, of course.
everything. I mean, you go to a college campus. If you're in the arts, it's so competitive. People are at each other's throats, and it's like let's get away from that. Let's all hang out and work together and just see the great work that's going to come of that through collaboration instead of trying to one up each other all the time and be like that. And it's just and it's applicable to any platform, whether it be being here on a college campus or any college campus or on YouTube or on SoundCloud. Like, it's just like, let's just hang out, dude.
It's a sort of like mutual bettering.
Yeah.
You learn from each other.
Because
and
we're all going to
experiences.
benefit from that,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
you know?
That's
Yeah,
actually
like-
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Copy again.
This is the thing that I really like about the film club. Actually, it's a very open environment, and you're very welcoming of everybody who just wants to have a big role.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, so the cool thing about... Anyways, one thing that we really want is if you have something, we're okay. It's gonna be okay. It's okay, guys.
We can only use like 10 minutes out of this podcast anyway.
We've been here for like an hour.
30 seconds, wrap it up.
We want people to ask us questions. We want you to put things we want to plug. Like, we will literally plug anything. You're like, hey,
Well,
I painted a picture yesterday. We'll be like, everybody go look at the picture.
About anything.
Well, I will, because my channel's trash.
There's no...
Don't use the word plug again.
Essentially... All right. Well, in terms of on the subject of shamelessly plugging our content, is there anything really quick around the table that people want to promote?
Storm the Intern on YouTube.
Tired Pants on YouTube.
Sly Elliott on YouTube.
Patrick.
Everybody go watch it. It was a fantastic film.
Wow.
That's all I have to say.
Selfless.
That was awesome.
Coffee guy.
Go to Film Club.
Hey!
Hey, high five.
We're gonna continue to plug our guests.
What?
Who was our first guest?
Madison Hughes.
YouTube, SoundCloud.
Yeah, go check out Madison Hughes. She was great. That episode should be up shortly.
Yeah, that was fun.
And yeah, so that's the end of the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Storm.
I'm Chandler.
Oh, my name is Josh.
And I won't be back.
You loved it.
Good night.
He's like,
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 Good night.